In this video, I want to share with you how I got through my 30 years as a frontline cop in the second largest police force in the United Kingdom and came out at the other end with reasonable mental health. And if you think about it, 30 years of trauma, any police officer, emergency services or blue light will be able to relate immediately to the big story, the big traumas during their career. But what about the everyday stuff? What about the smaller things and quite a lot of the stuff that I've forgotten over the 30 years? What about the time on a Sunday afternoon I went to a domestic dispute? A police dog in the back of my van wasn't really what you would call a dog job, but there was no other patrol available and there was a couple having trouble with a 17-year-old daughter. Sunday afternoon, didn't think anything more of it, pulled the van up at the front of the house, walking down the pathway towards the back of the house. The 17-year-old female comes running from the back of the house right up to me and smashes me over the head with a house brick. I didn't see that one coming. And some of the sadder moments, again as a dog handler, Boxing Day, collapsed male outside a block of flats. Your first thought on Boxing Day, well, they could be drunk, but they weren't. It was a grandad, 75 years old, who very sadly and very unfortunately had a massive heart attack and had died as he put his key into the front door, still holding the bags of presents that he'd been given from his family where he'd just been. I remember going home after that shift and went upstairs. My family all happy, Dad's home, Christmas can start. I went upstairs for half an hour and cried my eyes out. Cried my eyes out because I felt guilty that I hadn't been able to save this guy, CPR, and cried my eyes out because I knew that there was a family that I'd seen who were grieving the loss of a loved one. So it's the traumas in the police service. How do we get through all of that stuff? 30 years of it. Can you imagine how many events, how many traumas that seep under your skin? But it's not just for emergency services. It's for you too. Our life goes up and down, as you know. We all have traumas in our life. So in this video, I want to share with you 10 things that when I sit back now and look back over my career, definitely got me through. So here we go. I hope this helps you today. The first is just recognizing that you can't prepare for everything. Of course, some things are just, you're not going to know, are you, what's around the corner, but you can prepare. And that's the first thing here. So it's about having the discipline to do something. And the first thing, my number one, is control your emotions before they control you. So if you think about that, or if I think about that, more or less everybody that ended up in the back of a police van, anybody that ended up in trouble, things had gone wrong, whether that's police officers or members of the public, emotions were in there somewhere. Things have got heated, things have got out of control, emotions have bubbled over and it's led to trouble and trauma. So control your emotions before they control you. Easiest way to do that, if you follow my channel, you will know 3 deep breaths. Practice this, it will serve you well every day of your life. No matter what unfolds in front of you, text message, road rage, trouble with the boss, trouble with the kids, no matter what, 3 deep breaths creates the time and space for you to respond well rather than react badly to whatever is in front of you. Practice, practice, practice so it kicks in when you need it most. Number 1. Number 2 is be careful what you tell yourself up here. That mantra, the most important conversation that you ever have, is the one that you have with yourself. And as a young lad growing up in Blackpool, people would say, you would never join the police. Why would the police have somebody like you? I join the police. And you won't get through your 2-year probation. You'd make a useless police officer. I got through my probation. You would never get on the dog section. You would never be a dog handler. How could you think you could possibly be good enough to go on the police dog section? What do you know? All the negative chatter, you get the gist of that. I was a dog handler for 9 years. And then the promotions. thick lad from Blackpool. You'll never be able to pass any promotion exams. You're thick. You'll never get through any law exams. What's the point? You get the gist of number 2. Be careful what you tell yourself. And if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, yeah, I get that, and you're looking back over your life and thinking, yeah, that was me too. This is the conversation we need to have with our young people. Be careful what you tell yourself. The most important conversations you ever have are the ones you have with yourself. Number 3 comes from the world of special forces, specifically David Goggins, a retired American Navy SEAL, who taught us that when you think you're done, when you think your mental capacity, your physical capacity can't go anymore, can't do anymore, you're done, you've hit the wall, Goggins makes the case that you've still got 40% left in the tank. Now, if we think about this, we might not all have the reserves of a special forces soldier, elite soldier, of course. But even if we hang on to that thought that actually, when we think we're done, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a physical challenge, whether that's a Friday and you've had trouble with the kids all week and you can't go on anymore, hanging on to the knowledge that there is still a little bit more in the tank, we can do it, kind of helps us to not give up and move forward. Number 4 is about investing in your own mental health. And I want to invite you to consider the 1% Club. So we're going to a Japanese system called Kaizen. It comes from the business world, but what that actually says is, if you improve by 1% every day, so in business, if it's systems, if it's your operating procedures, if it's the way you do things, if it's the way you manufacture things, whatever it is, if you improve by 1% per day, then business will grow, business will improve. No brainer. But when we talk about our own physical and mental health, if we improve by just 1% a day, tiny amount, that feels doable. It feels possible. And it's definitely something that helped me over the years. So that 1% might be just seeing somebody who's really resilient or tough and they've got through tough times, and you have a conversation with them. How did you do that? Maybe it's building that in to your practice. From a physical side, instead of taking the escalator or the lift, it might be taking the stairs. Tiny change. It might be cutting out one processed meal a week. We know processed food is bad for us. Too much salt is bad for us. So maybe cutting that out for one meal a week, 1%, tiny little changes, all add up to help us deliver strong mental health and good physical health too. The Kaizen 1% Club. Come and join me. In fact, subscribe now to my channel. Loads of tips, tools and techniques, loads of little 1%s that you can watch regularly to build into your life, give you a better life every single day. Number 5, don't compare yourself to others, especially for our young people, especially for our young people with social media. Don't compare yourself to what you see online. Yes, be inspired by people around you. Yes, be inspired and motivated and energized by what you see online. But focus on yourself. The only thing you've got to worry about, the only thing you've got to concern yourself about is you getting better each day. That will definitely keep a lid on the stresses and help protect your mental health. Number 6, practice self-compassion. Take time out for you. Invest in yourself. Invest in hobbies, in activities, getting out in nature, swimming, reading, listening to music, whatever it is. But take time to invest in your own self-compassion. And the busier life gets, whether that's bringing up kids, whether that's into retirement, and retirement can bring its own stresses and strains, still be busy in retirement, whether it's work, whether it's pressure of work, make sure you take time out for yourself. The one thing that I hang on straight away that got me through my 30 years was exercise. I've always done something. Fell walking, rock climbing, mountain biking, gym, swimming. Nowadays it's paddleboarding and open water swimming. But invest in yourself. And for those that are watching this thinking, well, my week is rammed, I just don't have time to do this. That is when you need it most. It is not selfish to invest in yourself. It is not selfish to look after your physical and mental health. If you don't do enough of it, start today. Number 7 is overthinkers. With every course that I do, ask the question in the room, who would consider themselves an overthinker or a worrier? That is me all day long. And this is something that I've battled throughout all my life. I worry about everything. Try not to, but I tend to worry about everything. And if this is you, here's the antidote. Straight out of police detective training, and it's this. Stick to the facts. Stick to what you know to be true. And search my YouTube channel for the video that I produced just on this topic. There's some incredible stories in there that will show you how this works every single day. It'll definitely work for you if you're an overthinker. Number 8, again, be careful what you tell yourself up here. So catch those negative thoughts, catch those self-limiting beliefs. And instead of giving yourself a hard time in your head, hang on to a mantra. Choose a mantra, one that suits you, one that will serve you well. And the one that I used for 30 years was this, straight from the underwater search team's survival training. So if they get into trouble underwater, they get trapped underwater, they immediately adopt a survival mindset, and it's this. As long as I've got air and can breathe, everything else can be worked out. As long as I've got air and can breathe, everything else can be worked out. Now, if you think about that, to the start of this video, we talked about 3 breaths. If you practice that, 3 deep breaths, while saying that mantra, as long as I've got air and can breathe, everything else can be worked out, everything calms down. It helps you create the time and space to respond well with calm, clarity and focus. Build it into your daily life. It'll serve you well every day of your life. Number 9 is get out into nature. Again, the exercise thing, of course, good for your physical and mental health. You know this. Make the time to get out into nature. And we go back to Japanese culture for this one. So the Japanese tell us, show us, forest bathing, getting out into green, getting out into nature, getting out into green space, by water, by running water, by streams, by rivers, by the sea. Make time to get out into nature, my number 9. And number 10, again, any blue light and any military veteran will tell you this. One of the most powerful mental health and well-being techniques is having a laugh. The reason we mention it, you know this already. It seems insulting to say this, but here's the bit. When life gets really tough or when life gets really busy, we forget. There's stuff going on around us all the time that's funny, that's humorous, that lifts us, that boosts our mood. Don't let it pass you by. Notice it. Give yourself a break. Take a break and enjoy a smile, a laugh, whatever it takes to boost your mood. I hope you found this video useful. I suspect, when you talk about 30 years, there's so many things that, did support my mental health and did help me get through. And these are the things that I'm sharing with my cops as a wellbeing coach. And there's so many more. So please do follow my channel, have a little look at the stuff that I'm putting out there. YouTube have now allowed us to create courses. So there is a course on my channel. So you may choose to start that course. Number of little tips, tools and techniques in there that you can build in each day. Your 1%, your Kaizen, serve you well every day of your life. Thanks for watching. Take care, keep well, and we'll see you on the next one.